Here in good old Charlotte, everyone is treated equally. Here in good old Charlotte, we see no race. We're colorblind. Here in good old Charlotte, no matter what race you are, whether you're white, you're black, you're purple, you're green, orange, we'll treat you fair and square, equal. No matter how dark of the hue you are or lighter. That everybody will be treated fairly across the board. Bam! Wrong! You see, I realize one thing. That white supremacy is far more stronger and deeper than what we may think. So when a person says that we're treated, no, I'm going to treat you equally and fairly, right? That we, outside of the black race, minorities, outside of the minorities, we see no color. They're actually being racist, and they don't even realize it. Because of the fact that there's no such thing as equality in America. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, let's just be real here. What is the language? What is the primary language that we speak in America? English. So therefore, in the United States of America, right? What language do you have to learn in order to get around? English. If we were treated fair and equally, then guess what? In the public school systems, you would learn all types of languages. We have a wide variety of races that live here. Races of people that live here. Why not learn their language? If you're going to treat everybody fair and square, like you say that you are, but you're not. What about the public school system? What do we primarily learn under the European curriculum about Europeans? I hardly knew anything about my culture and my history as a black man, or as a black man, ever. The only thing I knew was we were slaves, and that's it. And that's far from the furthest. Do you know how far our lineage goes as far as dealing with black people? See, the problem with white people is they think that they know our history. So they automatically say, oh, you all started right here in America. And that's false. That's a total lie. And if you did not even any type of intensive type of research, you would know that what you're saying is a lie. But I didn't learn little to nothing about black people in my public school system. My public school. I didn't learn little to nothing about Mexicans, and they have a history. The Asians, and they have a history. But yet and still, people will sit back and say that I don't see any color and that we're all treated fair and square and equally. It's not the case. We are definitely living under white supremacy. And therefore, white supremacy is on top, and all the 51 states fall in line. Period. There's no such thing as equality in America. There is a such thing called nepotism in America. And white people tend to preach and tell other races not to do it, but they do it. Do you know how many, if you go to these little counties and little towns and stuff in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, let me tell you something. Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a secret that you don't know about, right? That these small towns, the brother is the sheriff or the head of the police precinct. The father is the head of the fire department. The uncle is the mayor. There are families in the South that run those particular towns. and state. Is that fair? Is that fair to employ your family member, which we call nepotism? Is that fair to do? But that is really happening. And also, to add the icing on the cake, all of them are Masons. All of them practice Freemasonry. But you're trying to convince me and others that you don't see any color and that we're treated fair and equally. But dealing with the Masons, you all are brothers and you all look out for one another. And this is what bugs me out, that we live this constant lie every time we wake up, as if everything is fair and equal. I'm not lying. I see on the news almost every day of a black man or a black woman being killed by a police officer. Let me tell you something. Ever since George Floyd died, now it's crazy. Look, listen to what I'm saying. I regret that this man is going to jail. Derek Chauvin. You want to know why? Because ever since he was, they ran down the verdict that he was guilty. After that, there have been multiples of killings. Oh, the Asians got their anti-Asian hate crime bill passed. Oh, Sleepy Joe woke up for that. Sleepy Joe Biden woke up to sign that bill. But where's the anti-black or African-American crime bill at? Where's that at? So you can't talk to me about no equality and what's fair and we don't see no color, nothing like that. If we don't see any color, go into the community, go into the black communities, go in the hood, go into projects and change the conditions that exist in the projects. Period. But we don't see no color and everybody's treated equally and fair. Go look at what Charlotte, North Carolina is doing in 2040. They're gonna gentrify all of the black areas. East Charlotte, look out. If you don't believe me, check it out. But they have a bill that they're still arguing back and forth. But they reached a decision. By 2040, there's going to be a lot of gentrification going on. They're going to be moving black folks, poor people, whatever you want to call them, minorities, out. Period. Yeah, true indeed, Charlotte, how can I put it? Charlotte gives off this good impression that it's all good here. Good impression. It gives off this good impression to the point where even I'm impressed, because I'm here. And I don't feel a certain kind of way. I don't get in a car and drive and see CMPD, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, behind me, a squad car behind me, and I start getting shakes. I don't do none of that. So they have given off this good impression, like, yo, this is a utopia. But I can honestly tell you, since I've been here, now I took a 2.5 year gap, a break. I moved to Atlanta for a little while. But altogether, I've been here for about 8 or 9 years. And I can tell you, throughout the 8 or 9 years, about 3 or 4 black men have been killed. And I could probably say 2 out of those men that have been killed, 2 out of 4 it was rightfully so. Other than that, this is happening. This is you're not gonna escape from racism and all the rest of that stuff to move here. And this is Disneyland. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. Charlotte is just like anywhere else. And let me tell you something. If it's different from where you live at, or where you've vacation at or visit or whatever have you, if it's different and you feel as though, wow, man, this is an amazing place, let me tell you something. Give it another 10 to 20 years. And I'm telling you, it's not going to be that much different from Atlanta. It's just not. I see where Charlotte is going. Yeah, it's going to be a big city. It's going to be nice. Everything is new and all the rest of that stuff. You ever seen Demolition Man? You ever seen that? I don't know if you all have seen it, some of you millennials and Generation Zs, but you all have YouTube, you got Netflix, you got HBO Max, you got all types of stuff, you know what I'm saying? All types of apps or whatever have you that's on your phone, that's on your smart TV, that you could type it in, and if you got to pay $2.99, $3.99, $4.99 to rent it. And I'm telling you, that's how Charlotte's going to be. Straight up. And I think if anything were to happen in an apocalyptic situation and things blow up or whatever have you, I think this will be the last surviving city, because it's kind of like a best kept secret. Like, it's like, to me, in my opinion, everybody knows, about Charlotte, but they really don't. Like, they know about it. Oh yeah, I heard about Charlotte, but they never been. So it will be the last place to kind of like, and plus the infrastructure is sound. I really do think that the city would survive. Some type of pandemic or whatever. Well, we did, most cities have though, as far as dealing with COVID-19. But for the most part, there's this whole equality thing, this whole utopia of America and us coming together and, we're going to end racism. It can't happen. The South is always going to be the South and the North is going to always be the North. That plain and simple. I could tell you that I don't think, as I'm living in Charlotte, I feel as though that I'm not living in North Carolina. But let me tell you something. I could cross that state line and drive in South Carolina, or I could leave out of Charlotte city limits and drive somewhere like Raleigh, Zebulon, Dallas, and all these crazy ass little towns that I've never been to, and tell you that, it's the Andy Griffith Show. When you leave out of Charlotte, I'll say, for the sake of the conversation, let's just be real. I'm not going to be biased. You leave out of Charlotte, Durham, Raleigh, Greensboro, a little bit of Winston-Salem, Fayetteville. Once you leave out of those places, and I don't like most of those places, but once you leave out of those places, it's a wrap, man. It's the Andy Griffith Show. That plain and simple. Y'all keep on asking me, well, what about Concord or Gastonia? Do y'all do your research? Do y'all do your research? That's the reason why I'm living in Charlotte city limits. It's the reason why. Y'all keep on asking me about these, like, and y'all from, like, most of you all are from the north, like, from the city, like, New York City. Not like, you know what I'm saying? What is it? This guy I knew was upstate, Poughkeepsie or something. I don't know what the name of that. He was from someplace up in New York, going beyond Yonkers and shit. And he used to be like in school. He used to be like, yo, I'm from New York. And then people used to be like, yo, where you from? And he'd be like, Poughkeepsie or some shit in New York. I'm like, man, you ain't from New York City. Most of you all are from New York City, and y'all are asking me these country ass places. Like, come on, man, you're not gonna survive there. You're not gonna survive there. You're gonna go down there. Let me tell you something. Y'all drive down there. Seriously, this is my word. You drive down to Gastonia, and you're gonna see just how black people live, and just how that area is. Concord is alright. NASCAR area, that whole strip right there. NASCAR, you go across the bridge of 85, and then you're there at Concord Mills, and then they have apartments that's around Concord Mills, and they have a Walmart right there. That's nice. Go further out. Then you tell me what you think. Go to Kannapolis. You tell me what you think. I'm telling you, I'm trying to put you all on game. You understand? That at the end of the day, if you're talking about migrating to North Carolina, you only have like basically 3 options. 2. That is either Charlotte, and some of you all, I don't know why, but listen, you are entitled to do what you want to do in life, live what you want to live in life. I can only be there for you to say, hey, listen, this is my opinion. This is my experience. That's it. So, for others, you all want to move to the Research Triangle Park area, the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area. So you only have 2 options in North Carolina. You move anywhere else, good luck. I would say NIGGA, but I want to keep this channel monetized. Video monetized. So you only have 2 options. Me, on the other hand, I only have 1. That's Charlotte. That's it. No other place. I've lived every other place there is to live. And I can tell you, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Whew. If you want to get shot, you want to throw up the gang signs, I ain't got time for that. Raleigh, if you want to get pulled over by the cops multiple times because you're black and you're driving a nice car, then do it. Fayetteville, yo, let me tell y'all a secret, man. I was talking to Pretty Ricky the other day about this too. And at the end of the day, you all are gonna see how just like how like real I am, right? So I'm so real. Let me before I go any further, we all adults. Hopefully adults are looking at this. Side note, I'm so real, I could talk myself out of pussy. You know, like, no, seriously, like, I know some females out there that are looking at this video. You know, like how a man, you're attracted to a man, and this man keep on talking about everything else, but you want to, do? I'm that type of dude to do it, to say something, to like, we could be talking about, like, some deep shit, right? And then you're like, okay, let's get on some, like, I want to be touchy with you. And I'm still on that deep shit. I could talk myself out of pussy. So, I'm saying that to say this. I don't like North Carolina, man. I don't. Never liked it. I've never liked North Carolina. Ever since I've lived here. I only like Charlotte. So, when you all are excited to come here, I'm like, why? Why? And I know what you all are going to say. Well, Langston, all of those videos prior to this one, it seemed like you were excited about Charlotte and you did and this and that, so forth, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, true. I was. Because I was excited to see that there were people out there. There are people out there that want to change their lives for the better, especially New Yorkers. You're right. I was very elated, excited to see New Yorkers say to themselves, hold up, pissy hallways, traffic, people being mean, it's cold as shit up there, it's the price of, the cost of living is too much, nah, fuck that, I'm gonna move to North Carolina. I love that. Love that part. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, I like Charlotte. I'm never gonna deter from that. You're never gonna hear me say I hate Charlotte. I like Charlotte. But I don't like the state of North Carolina. Matter of fact, when people ask me where I live at or where I'm from, I say Charlotte. They say, so some of those that don't know Charlotte, most people do. Charlotte, like where? I'm like Charlotte. Yeah, I'm saying what state? No, Charlotte. I understand that, bro. But what state? Is it Kansas? Is it Florida? Is it Mississippi? Is it Kentucky? What? Charlotte. That plain and simple. And I'm gonna say two more things, and then I'm done. I've been through some things in North Carolina, right? That some of the things I don't care to discuss, right? Others I've spoke about it on my channel, right? On both channels, my new one and my old one, right? So I may have a distaste in my mouth that you all may not have. I may have had experienced negative things that you all may not experience, because everybody's, experience is different. I've known people to say that Atlanta is amazing and I would never leave Atlanta. But I didn't like it. Period. I've known people to say that I don't like cheesecake. What? I like cheesecake. I like New York sliced cheese pizza. I like it. But others don't. So I can't tell you, hey, your experience living in those places such as Durham, Raleigh, Chapel Hill, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Dallas. Yeah, they do have a town called Dallas, North Carolina. Zebulon, Butner, Creedmoor. What's the other ones? It's so many. I can't tell you that your experience is going to be just like mine. Kannapolis, Concord, Gastonia. what I can tell you, man, is that I don't like North Carolina, man. Never have, never will. I regret telling my moms, when my grandmother asked us the infamous question, did we want to move here because my grandfather had died and she had this big house. I regret ever saying yes. I wish I would have lived in New York all my life and moved to Charlotte for about 2 years and then left. That's about it. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. The second thing is, I'm not gonna be here. This is not my permanent home. I'm going closer to the equator. I gotta be where the sun is at. And I know most of you all don't get it. I know most of you all, watch my videos because I talk about Charlotte and the other stuff is kind of like a blur to you all, meaning that you don't understand my way of life. It's totally different and unorthodox in comparison to yours. You understand? Like most of you all are actually moving from one place and coming here, and you all want to live here for the rest of your lives. I can't do that. That's not me. So I move when I want to move, and I move for different reasons. And the reasons why I move to certain places is not because I got a job there. It's not because, want to raise a family and be there for the rest of my life. Nah. It's the experience. And then once it's over with, it's over. That plain and simple. And I understand, most black people don't live like that. Most black people move somewhere, stay in that house, you die in that house, you pass it on to the next generation, and history repeats itself. That plain and simple. And I get it. That's just not how I live. It's just not. I do want to raise my family, but my house is wherever I take my family to. It's not a physical thing. It's not. And I know most of you all may sit back and say, well, Langston, aren't you into home ownership? Yeah, I am. Just because I move from place to place doesn't mean that I'm not into home ownership. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to lie, I woke up just not too long ago and realized, you know what? I keep on renting, I keep on pouring more money out the window. So eventually I'm going to get something, that I'm going to own, but it's not going to be 20 or 30 year mortgage. It's got to be about 10 to 15 years. That's about it. Other than that, anything 20 and above, 18, 20 years, 30, 40 years above, that's slavery to me. That is. You're basically working to pay off a house that eventually you're going to die in. And if you don't die in, eventually you're going to die anyway, and you're going to pass that on from one generation into the next. And somebody's going to fuck up. I'm not going to lie. It happens. I'm telling you, somebody's going to fuck up and say to themselves, you know what? I don't want to own this house. I don't want to live here. Some young person in one of those generations is going to say that. I don't want to live here. I don't want to. Nah, I'm just going to sell it. So that's how you want to dictate your life? That's how you want your life to be dictated? You just paying off a house? You just paying bills for the rest of your life for the next generation to possibly fuck it up? Nah, that's okay. That's okay. Yo, let me tell you something. Black people, minorities are not treated fair and equal. And I'm going to tell you some shit that I want you to keep in mind and pass it on from one generation to the next. Remember this. Seriously. When you see black people migrating from one state to the next, or from one country to the next, from the East Coast to the West Coast, or from the eastern part of the world to the western part of the world, or from the western part of the world to the eastern part of the world, let me tell you something. Black people are looking for that Wakanda. I'm telling you, I'm being real with you. When we saw Black Panther, we were highly excited because even though it was an imaginary place, it was like, wow, we get to see this in real life. And let me tell you something. Wakanda is not real. But I can tell you this, I can guarantee you this. I've been to the Caribbeans. The Caribbeans are not perfect. But I can guarantee you that the police officers are not killing black people, because majority of people that live in the Caribbean are black. Same thing with Africa. Yeah, there's corruption and there's corruption everywhere. But at the end of the day, I'm telling you, you can sit back and say in your mind, minorities that is, that are looking at this, you can sit back and deny it all you want. At the end of the day, you are really looking for a utopia. You're really looking to either 100% get out of racism, or if you can't get 100%, God damn it, I'll settle for 50. That's the reason why Charlotte looks so convincing to you. Straight up. That there are cities out here in the United States, right, that have smaller percentages when dealing with racism. Charlotte happens to be one of them. And I'd rather, so a place like Mississippi, Alabama, it's 100%. Like, the racism is like, I could feel it. I'm not even living in the state. I could feel the racism coming up and touching me. Touching me in my car and shit. The racism in Mississippi and Alabama. But I'm dead ass serious. So tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Comment in the comment section and tell me if I'm wrong. That if you're not consciously aware of it, it's in your subconscious mind. You're really running away from racism. You're really trying to live somewhere where you're treated fair and equal. That's all black people want. And it's a goddamn shame that we can't get that, because we don't want to run the United States. We don't want to tear down white supremacy and build up black supremacy. We don't want to do that. We just want to be treated fair and square and be respected by our skin color. Because all that bullshit about I'm colorblind. Yeah, get the hell out of here. How the hell you colorblind? And it's plain as day that I'm melanated. And if you're colorblind, are you hair blind too? You can't see that I have a difficult, according to you, it's a difficult grade of hair, because you all give us European combs. That's another subject, but I definitely want to build on that shit one day. Y'all combing your hair with fine-tooth combs. That doesn't make sense. Black people can't comb their hair with fine-tooth combs. We have to have combs that are dedicated to our hair texture, like Afro picks. So if you colorblind, you could at least, I know you can't be hair blind. We're different. And that's what makes us unique. And that's some shit that no matter what white supremacy or Europeanized ways that you all have, you can't change it. We are not equal. We are not the same. So stop running with that bullshit. This is the reason why the United States is fucked up. Just accept things for what they are. That black people are great at a lot of things, while some other things we're not. Same thing in any other race. That we're not equal. That we are different. And you can't, force people into your little small box. You can't. Into your European box. So I'm not gonna come to work on some, hey, how you doing? You're not gonna hear me talk like that, ever. My nose is too big. I got too much air coming in this nose for my voice to be like this.
Like this. There's no way I can talk like this. My nose is too big.
Yo, man, this video is mad long. Hey, I get this all the time. Hate me or love me. Either way, I have my own mind and I speak my own truth. My name is Langston2092. I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video.